Jeff and Jeremy. It's like a radiogasm.
I said, hey, babe, check it out on the podcast.
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast,
And Spotify.
all this is going viral.
Hey, when you were in Seattle, did you talk to people that have been getting the vaccination at all?
No. I didn't go to Seattle.
Well, I mean, okay, in the Puget Sound area. I always refer to the Puget Sound as Seattle.
Well, I mean, my cousin got it. I told you she's a frontline worker. She's a pharmacy
Was
tech.
there a sense of pride from her that, I got my...
No,
I got my
not at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, her husband is compromised because he's a type 2 diabetic. And I said, hey, Marty, are you getting it? He said, no, I'm getting it. I think a lot of people are still worried about getting it, the long-term effects. I mean, it's so funny because it's a vaccine, and it's only supposed to stay in your body, I think, for a year, right? Because now they're talking about getting another one and all this kind of stuff.
Over the weekend when you were gone, we had a poll question on KZSE. It was asking about that, the actual, are you willing to get the virus? And
are you willing to get the virus or the vaccine?
I mean, the vaccine, sorry.
You just did what I do. And that is when I'm trying to talk and then push a button at the same time.
Buttons.
It's impossible. Try it sometime.
See, when you become eligible for the vaccine, will you get it? And the results of that survey were 58% said yes.
Yeah, a lot of people are into getting the vaccine. I think I'm going to get it.
58 though. That's not. I mean, that's
still, okay. Well, it's half. I mean, it's a little over half, and it's still a lot of people.
16% said no because they're afraid of what the long-term side effects might be, and 25% were in the group of it being a game time decision.
The reason I think I've changed, I was pretty much like, I wasn't sure. I was really on the fence. And then I really said, I need to do some research. And the problem when you do research is there's so many agendas out there.
Yep.
And, but
you can't trust Google.
Talking to people, finding some different sources, and finding out that a lot of what went into this vaccine is stuff from like the flu shot. I get the flu shot every year. There's different vaccines and things like that kind of made up this vaccine. It's a little bit of a different delivery system. And I'm no doctor and I'm no expert, but from what I've read, I think when it's my turn, which is probably going to be, I don't know, maybe this later spring or summer, I'll probably get it, but we'll see where everybody's at.
Somebody around here told me that we get advanced. Like we're
no. See, I don't agree with that. What, like because we're frontline workers because we work in broadcasting?
Because we're information to the public.
Anybody who has a cell phone can do this job.
I was told that right now it's like 1A and 1B, but we fall in 1C. So 1C, yeah. I mean, we just proven that we can do these jobs from wherever we want it.
I don't want to get this job until every senior has gotten it
this job?
that wants it. I'm sorry, I don't want to get the vaccine until I don't want to do this job either, and I don't want to get this job until literally, it's my turn. Meaning that everybody who's vulnerable gets it first.
Yeah, because I don't want somebody accusing me of killing Larry King, right?
Yeah, like what's his face, the guy,
Tyler Perry.
Yeah. How does he feel today?
I've noticed that there's this sense of pride in the people that I talk to from Seattle. This is mainly my family.
Oh, your family's weird.
They are weird. They're like, I mean, as soon as they get their vaccination,
they're drinking the Kool-Aid hardcore.
They're texting me and they're like, hey, just so you know, got my first round of vaccination. And I'm like, I send back that little clap hands emoji.
Good for you. I would have said something. What do you want me to say? I sure hope that I'm as cool as you one day. I'm just trying to be, how do you look at yourself in the mirror every day without exploding? You're so cool. I mean, come on.
Did you know I have a vaccination?
Now, wait a second. But what I love about this story is this isn't just like your blood family. This is step family, right? These are your
blood and step, but yes.
Oh, okay. But these are mainly your stepfather's kids.
It's mainly my blood. My mother is the one that's championing the cause.
Well, your mom should get it. She's older.
Everybody else just kind of follows suit.
But she's older. She's over 65, right? So she should get it.
Yeah. But I mean,
is your mom the one that is all proud of it, or is it your?
Yeah, she's the most proud.
Brothers and sisters.
She's the most proud. She's the one that
initiates
the conversations and the group texts. Which the worst thing my mom could have is is a phone. It is her portal.
Be nice to your mom.
She has
You only get one.
fake Facebook accounts. Because, she has a Facebook account under my stepfather who gives two craps about Facebook. He doesn't care about. And
what does she use it for? To spy on people?
Yes, to comment on people's things.
Like it's him?
Yes, he likes that.
She's an imposter.
I was like, he's not going to like that. I know him. He doesn't know. He doesn't care about
Why
that.
don't you call
There's
him?
no way that he would like that.
Does he text?
No, not really.
Okay, so you got to call him. See, texting is so much easier.
Well, he doesn't answer the
Hey,
phone
she's
either.
doing it again.
He's like me. He doesn't text. He doesn't call. He doesn't engage on Facebook. I mean, it's what he does. But yet he's liking things on Facebook just all the time.
I'm not a big
left and
engager
right.
either. I mean, I do like some stuff every once in a while, but I rarely post anything. I really like to stalk people.
The reason why I ask about this from your visit to Seattle is something happened over the weekend while it was a crazy snowstorm over there.
Yeah.
And it is quite the feat considering the fact that people, I believe, up there, from what my experience is, place more of importance on getting this vaccine as soon as possible than anywhere else in the country.
Listen, there's one thing I'll tell you about revisiting that area, and I haven't been to the West Side in a while, especially where I grew up, and I talked about that. I felt a little bad because
West Side and East Side are very different in Washington.
The West Side, and I felt almost when I went back and I was working on the podcast and I listened to that, I'm like, boy, I really sound arrogant. Like I'm not, like I think I'm better, and I don't. It's really gone to hell. And I remember, running into family and stuff like that. There's nothing. They have nothing going for themselves over there. If you live in Seattle, yes. But if you live anywhere outside of Seattle, you have nothing going for it. I mean, where are you going to go? I mean, what do you have to look forward to do? I mean, you're going to go to the Buffalo Wild Wings or the Olive Garden? I mean, honestly, they have nothing going for themselves.
You're not sounding arrogant now.
Well, they just don't.
Anderson Cooper. I mean, come on.
I love Buffalo Wild Wings and Olive Garden, but I'm just saying, can you imagine living somewhere where all you do is try to make yourself, and I have family, and this is what they do. They just try to one-up you with everything, and they have nothing to one-up you with. So it's just weird. It's a very odd dynamic.
I haven't been up there in a while.
How they think they're better and their lives are better, yet they have nothing going on over there. It's like, I don't understand why any of them are still there.
Give you a good...
it's a depressing place. It really is.
To give you a good idea of the Western Washington mentality, because it is big-time suburbia. My good friend, who was in my wedding, when he came here, it was for my wedding. It was...
What's his name? First name?
Gunnar. His Gunnar.
Oh, Jason.
He came here, and he drove up from Los Angeles because they did a stint in Disneyland before coming up here for our wedding. So he came up from Los Angeles and he drove through Santa Maria. And first thing he asked me, he's like, why don't you guys live down in Santa Maria? They got everything down there.
Yeah, because it's just like south of Seattle where he grew up.
He drove there because the Walmart's there, the Home Depot's there.
Do you remember when we lived there? We'd go to terrible bars, this little crappy karaoke
Sports
place,
bars, I know.
or this terrible little casino. I mean, that was what you did. It was like a card room. It was...
Yeah,
there
sports
was
bars.
Nothing going on there.
It was all sports bars.
It was sports
Suburbia,
bars. And you just went there and you drank beers and you watched games. Right. I mean, but God, there's so much more than that.
Yes.
And never would have known that if I didn't move here. So as much as I complain about how expensive it is here,
thank you, Central Coast.
This is a very blessed place to be.
It really is. There's so much to do here, and not a lot to do in Seattle. There was a woman who braved the elements to get her vaccine. We'll tell you the statistics on her, and this might make her the greatest old person ever.
Whoa!
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hey, we're online at KZOZ.com. You can get the app, by the way. It's free to download. You can get it on your app store. Just search out KZOZ. That way you can listen to this. You can follow us on Facebook at Jeff and Jeremy. And don't forget the podcast goes out every day. It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on all the major players like Apple, Google, Spotify, and more.
Hey, yeah, stay away from me. Haven't you heard that there's a new disease? Hey, it's COVID-19. It's the reason why we're social distancing. Hey, do what I say. You gotta get inoculated.
So everybody's trying to get inoculated. The problem with this is, the vaccines are probably staying fresh because it's been record cold across the country. People have not been able to get out and get vaccinated because of the whole ordeal with the weather.
Yeah, the
and
weather.
and
Last 2 days, every day you turn the news on. Oh, they can't get the vaccine here till next week now. Santa Barbara was supposed to get it last week. They're not supposed to get it till next week now because of the weather. It's like they're making such a big deal about it. It's causing stress and panic where it doesn't need to be. We don't need to get it this fast, okay? You'll get it when you get it. And just until then, be safe because guess what? You've made it 9, 10 months, 11 months, a year. Without getting
this woman that we're going to talk about here coming up in just a bit, she literally risked her life to get the vaccine. The importance on this vaccine, like this is ill advised. There's no doctor in the world that would recommend that she do what she did in order to go get her
because the media, they're overhyping this panic, and we don't need to be panicked.
We'll tell you what this 90-year-old woman did in Braving the Elements coming up.
Coming up, new study says that people are doing this more with their dog than their partner.
Gross.
How do you know it's gross? But it is something that it was surprising. We'll have that in just a few minutes.
Fran, that's a 90-year-old woman's name if I've ever heard one, right?
Mm-hmm. Fran.
I have another baby, which I'm not in the market.
You guys like names. You were all
I like
about
old person
going
names.
Old person
I
names.
dig old person names.
Go with Henry for a guy.
And that's a very popular name right now. In fact,
or Abe.
My son's name was going to be Henry.
Or go Abel.
And then there was so many Henrys,
right,
that we pivoted and we named him what we named him.
Abel. My great grandfather's name was Abel. Sorry.
Fran is 90. She had an appointment to get the coronavirus vaccine.
Does it say where she lives up there?
In Seattle.
Oh,
it
she
just
lives
says
in Seattle.
She lives in Seattle.
Yeah. Very liberal city. I mean, let me explain to you how
a lot of
liberal
importance placed
Seattle is.
On the coronavirus vaccine.
I don't know how many counties are in Washington State. Do you remember from high school, the history class, how many counties we're in? They taught us at some point. 39?
That sounds about right.
How many counties are in Washington State? It took 3 counties for...
Has 39 counties.
Pretty good, huh?
Job.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Mr. Gleegy, nice job, Mr. Gleegy. I couldn't even. That just
who needs Siri? You got Jeremy.
I know. It took 3 counties for the governor there, who everybody hated, except for these 3 counties, to win the election. Yeah. 3 counties.
It's a lot like California.
It's a lot like the United States for president. It really takes 3 states.
Yeah.
Florida, California, and Texas. I don't know. Not Texas. Whatever. Probably more than 3.
Well, any metropolitan area.
It's the same thing.
Is mainly liberal.
So very liberal on the west side, especially Seattle. So that means they are drinking the pandemic Kool-Aid.
Fran is, she had an appointment to get a vaccine on Sunday morning. But as you know, because you were there, storm came and dumped a foot of snow on the city.
Friday was crazy.
In outlying areas, it was even worse.
Friday and Saturday both, but Friday, man, it dumped at least a foot.
So no transportation at all by the time everything had settled on Sunday morning, and she needed to get to her coronavirus vaccine appointment. So it was 3 miles away. What did she do?
She didn't walk.
She walked. 90-year-old woman, Fran.
Below freezing temperatures. The temperatures were in the upper 20s to low 30s.
Yeah, there was snow drifts on the streets. She got dressed up in fleece pants and a short sleeve shirt, so the nurse could get to her arm easily. Then she layered a fleece zip up and a down coat over it, and then a rain jacket. She put on snow boots, took out her walking sticks, and ventured into the snowy streets of Seattle.
Tough broad right there. That's a tough old lady.
She said it was not easy. It was challenging, but she got there.
Plus, there's a lot of hills in Seattle.
She got there. She was only 5 minutes late, so she allowed for time. 3 miles there. But here's the thing. How'd she get back? She had to walk back, too. 3 miles.
Well, yeah, there was no public transportation. I mean, there was no transportation of any kind. Because like we were talking about earlier in the week, they're not prepared for it. They don't have enough plows. It's just crazy. I mean, number one, they work on the freeway, on the main highways, and then that's it.
If you book an appointment for a vaccination, though, is there, like, if you cancel that appointment, like I had to cancel a doctor's appointment yesterday, because that's what I do. And
you had no reason, there was no pandemic reason why you had to cancel your
appointment. They were delivering a washer and dryer to my house. That's what I told them today. I'm not really prepared for it. Well, this is the problem with the doctor's appointment, okay? They make it like 5 months in advance.
Yeah, so you put it on your
And then-
calendar
and
so you know.
I put this in my calendar, but I'm not looking at my calendar.
So when the washer and dryer
Like,
guy comes and says, hey, I can't do it tomorrow in the afternoon,
listen,
I have an appointment.
You know what washers and how hard it is to get a washer and dryer right now? It is very hard to get a washer and
Must
dryer.
be
right
much
now.
harder than getting your blood pressure taken.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
telling you right now, you need it.
It is. They said, okay, we can get you in next Thursday. If you don't accept next Thursday right now, it's not going to be another 3 weeks till afterwards. And I was like, okay, Thursday, get it done.
No,
Go.
I understand.
Go. Do it. Do it.
I tried to get an eye exam. I was just going over to Costco because that's how I do it. And I haven't had one in a couple of years. And they're like, yeah, we can't get you until March 3rd. And I'm like, that's your first appointment? What are we? That's like almost 3 weeks away almost.
I think good.
She goes, yeah, 3:15 in the afternoon. And I said, well, what else you got? She goes, not till March 27th.
Yeah.
We had a cancellation.
You
That's the
have to
only
take
reason
it.
you can have it.
You have to take it.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yep.
So I understand pandemic times.
Yep.
Got to make sure you
So
take
I
it.
wonder if the
When are you going to the doctor? When did they get you on the next appointment?
March something. I don't know. I hope they
That's
sent
not so bad.
I hope they sent me a text message. I still haven't seen
Nobody
the text
wants to go to the doctor right now. I agree. Everybody's using this excuse to avoid their doctors. Oh, I don't want to be around people. I'm cool to go to Costco, but I am not going to my doctor's office.
I forget what it was. I think March 25th or something like that. I don't know.
But you know what I mean? Nobody wants to go to the doctor, and now you got a great excuse. Or the dentist? Forget about it. I'm not going to the dentist. I can't go out in public. Yet I can go, to whatever, Walmart, get whatever I
Why
need.
haven't they sent me a text message yet?
Who?
The doctor's appointment to say, hey, by the
Now
way,
they're mad. Hey, this
we
game works.
changed your doctor's
Yeah,
appointment.
This game works both ways, buddy. Now they're toying with you.
Well, that's going to be fine and dandy until the next time that they call me the day before. They're like, hey, you got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, forgot about that one, too. And then
Yeah.
it's a vicious chain.
So anyways, we obviously are not doctors. We're not experts, but obviously this was probably not the best idea.
No.
And if this was my grandmother, I would have been really disappointed
You would
in
have
her.
gotten really mad at it.
I would have said, come on, we could we could figure out the vaccine situation. You don't have to go walk 6 miles round trip through a snowstorm where you could twist your ankle, fall down when your walking stick slips, and then you sit there and you die of hypothermia
Yeah.
because you freeze to death.
You know what would really suck?
Or some homeless guy comes and
Because I
steals your
believe
jacket.
the period of getting the first shot and then the second shot's about 2 or 3 weeks, and this is snowy season in Seattle. What if a snowstorm comes along again?
I doubt it. Come on, we grew up there. When we were kids, we'd get snow, but I mean, in the last 30 years,
She should have had that
nothing.
service that you have. Don't you have that subscribe to the helicopter to get saved service?
Well, I have to be in a really bad situation and stuck and trapped. I don't
How
think they
baller
would pick
move
me
would
up
that be?
for a vaccine. I don't
How
think that's
baller of a
gonna
move
happen.
would that be? Like, hey, I got a doctor's appointment. Could you come pick me up? And show up in a helicopter, go 3 miles.
Yeah, this is for like major accidents, like on the highway, up in the mountains.
I can't believe you have a helicopter.
$65 a year, and it covers me and my wife. And they'll airlift us anywhere. It doesn't matter if we're in this country, another country. It's freaking amazing. Are you kidding me? It's worth it. I know you think I blow a lot of money, but this is, hey, if I need it.
Hey, $65 a year is not that bad.
If you and I are in a car accident together, like, yeah.
Okay, if I give you the choice.
And they're like, well, he's got it. You don't. It's 35 grand, Jeff. You want to live or die?
Okay.
You'd be like, forget about
I'm
it.
going to ask you.
done.
Okay, coming up, I'm going to ask you to prioritize your subscription series.
I'd rather not play this game. All right, coming up here in a little bit, we'll get to what people are doing more with their pets or their dogs specifically than they are with their loved ones.
So you pay $5.42 a month to have the option to get picked up by a helicopter if you're ever in peril. If you're hanging from a cliff somewhere, or if
It's the
you're-
best. It's the best. I think
Yeah.
it's the best deal.
Automobile
I mean,
accident.
it's like Aflac, right? I don't get Aflac, but it's because I do these extreme, vacations.
You don't do extreme vacation.
Well, I go river. I mean, I could die river rafting.
true.
We
You
go
do-
through some pretty big water.
You go on a 4-wheeler trip that's like hundreds of
Four-wheeler
miles.
trip. We've added. We're up in Hell's Canyon in the middle of nowhere, no roads. The only way to get to us is by boat or helicopter. So I have a couple of these things that I go to Mexico every year. I don't want to be stuck down there in a hospital. I want to be able to out of there. All right, so
I'm going to set your limit.
65 for life flight.
Your monthly limit. So it's $5.42 a month. By the way, you might want to jot that down because
$5.42 a month.
yeah,
less than Netflix.
You have a lot less.
I mean,
than
a third of Netflix.
Yeah, but then how much entertainment are you getting out of the possible notion that you could get rescued in the mountains somewhere?
Plus, I think Netflix just went up.
It did.
$16.99 now?
Mine went up to $13.99.
Yeah, mine went. I was paying $15.99, so I think it's $16.99 now. Because I get the
and
HD
I might drop
package.
that. We're not using it that much.
Oh, I can never.
30. It used to be great. Netflix used to be great. Now I feel like they just are piling on as much as they possibly can and creating as much as they possibly can, and the content's starting to suffer. But that's a critique of mine. But I'm going to set your spend level at $30 a month. Okay,
For what?
prioritize your subscriptions.
No, that's impossible. I'm going through everything right now. I've been talking to my wife about doing this. So I got Netflix at $16.99, DirecTV at $49.99. I got internet at $69.99.
DirecTV's the killer, man.
I know we could probably, yeah. And then now I got Discovery Plus. That's $4.99. Are you getting a calculator out? What else do I do? Oh, car wash, $30 a month.
$30 a month for the
Car wash for the 30. Yeah, I get the big package because I like the tire shine on my car. On my tires.
You get that with the mid tier too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. That's what I get.
Maybe I should cut back there. How much is the mid tier? 25?
Something like that. Yeah.
What else do I spend for every month?
You compare it with Netflix. It seems kind
Do
of
you
pricey.
need my fishing license too and my lake fee?
Yeah.
Oh, this is getting. Nobody cares about all this.
Just subscriptions? It's fine.
Okay. I think that's all my subscriptions. What else am I missing? What else would I have?
You don't do Hulu?
No. Wife's company pays for Amazon and our phones.
Amazon Prime? Mm-hmm. Why? Does she order stuff for the
I
office?
don't know. I don't ask questions. She just says that.
Because that can add up.
Yeah, our company here pays nothing. They pay nothing of mine. And I use my phone more for work than I use my laptop for work, and yet they don't pay my phone bill. But my wife's company pays both of them, so she's got a good boss. Also, small business versus
You have a good
corporation.
boss, too. Yeah, you have a good boss, too.
Who's my boss? She's all right.
There's like 5 of them.
She likes it. No, I only have one boss. There's only one person in this building that can fire me or give me more money. That's my boss. Everybody else is a supervisor. Middle management, right?
I have so many bosses, I don't even know.
Come on, seriously.
I do.
How many people in this building can fire you or give you a raise? That's your boss.
One.
That's your boss. I like her.
And when it comes down
what
to
I don't
brass
like
tacks,
about
that's
her
the one I talk to.
is when I want something and she doesn't want to give it to me, she pushes me off to these other supervisors.
Mm-hmm. But then at least, having worked here for 15 years, that's the line of defense.
Oh, I know. I know the game.
My favorite part of the game is like
If you're listening, I know the game.
when they say, "Hey, I need to meet with you guys. I have good news," because it's never good news. It's really good. It's nothing bad. It's really good.
No, that means it's not good. It's not bad.
So if I were to set it at $30 a month, what would you cut? Obviously, you'd have to cut DirecTV.
Oh, shut up! I got to cut everything. I got to cut internet.
No, that's
I
not
got to.
true. No, internet doesn't count. Internet,
How does it not count?
You need internet. You
no,
have
you
to have
just
internet.
base it on that because you put
You have to have
internet as
internet.
number
You
one.
have to. Everybody has to have internet.
Okay, internet stays. No, you can't. No, 50.
I'm not counting internet. Okay, I'm not counting.
I can't. Okay, then I have to. If I get rid of DirecTV, then I have 17 plus 5 plus 30.
30. What's the 30?
Car wash. That's a
Okay, well,
monthly.
something's going to have to go if I'm capping it at $30 a month. As a financial advisor to the West household, I'm going to say you really only need $30 a month for subscriptions.
All right, get rid of the car wash.
You can wash the car yourself.
I'm going to have a dirty truck.
You just wash it yourself.
Okay, so now I'm at
Get a little exercise. Don't have to worry about a gym membership because you'll be washing your car.
I'm at $22 if I keep the Netflix and the DirecTV. I'm sorry, the not DirecTV.
Discovery Plus? Which is the stupidest thing. Get Peacock, man.
I don't need it because I have Netflix.
Yeah, but The Office is not on Netflix anymore.
I recorded off. Oh, I lost DirecTV.
Yeah, you lost DirecTV.
This is a dumb game. I'm not doing it. When we come back,
You're just going to continue to spend. And the point was, are you going to keep the helicopter service at $30 a month if I put the cap there?
yes, I'm keeping the helicopter service. It's only $5.42 a month.
So you get Netflix, Discovery Plus, and helicopter life-saving service is the three that you would pick.
Boy, that one I've never wished for a crash so bad in my life.
Hey, that's a great commercial for Discovery Plus, though.
Wake up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
All right, so 53% of people say they'd rather kiss their dog than their partner. No, that's not true. They kiss their dog more than they kiss their partner. Good morning, by the way. It's Jeff and Jeremy. 805-543-3693. You probably never kiss your dog. I kiss my dog every day.
Never.
I kiss my dog and my wife probably about the same.
Never kiss my dog.
But I kiss him on the forehead, you know? I kiss my wife. I know that we have a scheduled kiss every night in bed. Before we go to sleep, we say goodnight. There's a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And an I love you. I guess if we die in our sleep, we got one kiss and one I love you there. Banked up, ready to go. 72% of dog owners in this country said they would gladly put themselves in harm's way to save their dog. Would you do that? Are you in that 72%? If your dog was running across the street and a truck is coming, would you run out to save your dog knowing there's a good chance you might get clipped by the truck?
No.
You would let your dog die.
Go get another one. It's a dog.
Right? Wow.
I mean, it's
what about
a
your
dog.
kids?
My kids, I would.
You would.
Can't
What
get
about your
another
wife?
kid. Yes, I would.
What about me?
Another person.
What
yes.
about me?
Another person.
What about me?
Well, you have the helicopter.
Where do I fall? Am I
Actually,
worth more to you than your dog or less?
No, I wouldn't for you because you have the helicopter that's going to come and pick you up. It'd be fine. I'd start my gut instinct would be like, yes, I better go try to save Jeremy's life. But then at the last second, I'd be like, oh, whoa, he's got the helicopter service.
Wow.
I'm good. I don't have the helicopter service. I better back off.
My dad always told me, you got to learn to keep your mouth shut.
Why? I mean, you got the helicopter. He'll come save your life.
I think I could be dumbass of the day today. You would have saved my life until I told you about my helicopter insurance.
Yeah.
All right, dumbass of the day coming up. Hang on.
I'll give you $5.42.